Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Ananda Rose. Thank you for joining me. And today I am extremely excited to have the wonderful Ginny Jones back with us. Welcome, Ginny.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for coming and for saying yes. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I just want us to do our clearing at the moment before we carry on. So, everyone, in the old days, and the old days feel like only 2023, when we started some of our interviews, we did a clearing and we did some light language. So just bringing clearing in with incense. Kiramaka tufuranachai, tufuranachai, tufuranachai. Welcoming our teams of light in. Nimaka tufuranakitutuku, rakativayanatuku, rakaishte, wutawe. Zaramachai wete. Welcome, friends. Welcome, teams of light. Welcome, Ginny, and your beautiful team. Because wow, are they amazing? They're just all like standing here, orbiting. Just gonna bring some selenite in, clearing for you, clearing for us, clearing for me. Right. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much and welcome. This clearing stuff needs to return, I think, to the planet, to the to the planet, to the planet, and to the channel. And friends, Ginny Jones has done a lot of work on this channel with me, and we kind of had to move in a direction that we were being called to when we had to. Well, we got busy with other things, and so we didn't do anything on the channel, but people are returning to the channel. For those people that are returning to the channel, it's because I am being intuitively asked to do that, to bring them back, to invite them back. And if they are coming, then it all aligns. And so, therefore, our wonderful Ginny is back today. So good to have you.
Thank you. It's really, really good to be here. I'm excited.
I'm so glad. Ginny, you've been doing some amazing work from, I've seen some of your stuff on YouTube and notifications going on elsewhere. But please, before we go to that amazing work that is current, for the audience that doesn't know any of your work, that that doesn't hasn't watched any of our videos, tell us what you do.
Okay, I am a multidimensional healer. I use harmonics as well in my healing, which is through the voice and light language. And for anyone who doesn't know, light language is a soul code that comes from multidimensional spaces, which aligns with people's souls blueprint. Um, yeah, I do healing, I do readings, I do dragon codes now. This is a fairly new thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And also light codes, personal multidimensional light codes for people that so people can actually work with them. The dragon codes is to I tune in and see who or what dragon is actually working with that person, the main dragon, and then do a code that is connected to the dragon's DNA, bringing in information about that dragon as well. That's pretty cool. That's a fairly new thing. Of course, we're working with wonderful dragons at the moment. They're all coming back in to work on planet Earth to really change things up. So yes, there's that. My healing work, I absolutely love my healing work. It is so different compared with what it used to be. It has evolved in so many multidimensional ways, too much for me to actually even explain. I'm a medical intuitive. I am a Reiki master teacher, but the Reiki now it's just gone way beyond that. I use my medical intuition, and I find that I am able to work more on an emotional level to go in on and clear the emotions because we know that energy in motion is what causes the physical thing to eventually come out.
Yeah.
I find that I'm able to go to the very beginning point of whatever has caused that emotional imbalance, whether it's uh, childhood stuff, whether it's past life stuff, because we carry things through from other lifetimes often, or whether there's something else which is coming in and attacking the person in some way, and it might have been with them for a while. So I'm able to clear, heal. I get my team to come in. Often people will see my team, which is wonderful. I love that when that happens.
I saw them now. It's like a well, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, they're amazing. I remember one lady messaged me because I've had thyroid issues in the past. I've got no thyroid. I had thyroid cancer, so I've had that all removed. And I recovered from that brilliantly. I had angels around me while I was recovering, so I knew that I was going to recover. But further down the track, as you know, still working as a healer, I had a lady client message me and say, I'm going in tomorrow for a thyroidectomy. I'm really scared. Can you help me in some way? So I said, yes, leave it to me. So after we got off the phone, I said to my team, right, can we please all of us go and help her tomorrow, be with her, make sure that everything goes really well. And I had a talk to them. I could see them all listening, and then I just left it. And about 5 days afterwards, once she'd recovered enough to actually speak and everything, she phoned me. She said, oh my goodness, your team was there. When I came round from the anaesthetic, I actually saw these really tall light beings around the bed, and they said, Ginny sent us.
Wow. Love that. Absolutely love that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, wow, it's awesome, right? When you know that the work you are doing is showing its evidence, and it's not just to you, because you know we know what we're doing and who we're working with, and sometimes we don't know because we are not open to seeing the big squad that comes with us and goes with us everywhere. But when somebody else sees your people and you're like, that's pretty awesome. Love that. I love that. So thank you for explaining your work and what you do and how it's evolved. I'm really fascinated with the dragons that are coming in. And because in 2023, there was a lot of, I worked with the dragons a lot. And there was a lot of them coming in through various ways. And it feels like, so for a while, I haven't been doing much with dragons, but it feels like definitely that the dragon, it's time for certain people to start coming back into that dragon awareness and the dragons that are coming in. And in recent weeks, my dragon Micah from Mercury has been working a lot with me. And it's really because Micah is here to help me with high vibrational communications, reinterpreting misinterpreted mind space, mindsets or thought patterns. But it's for the outward, but also what's going on in the mind space. And so I'm really, really loving having Micah in my space. So Ginny, before we go on to talking about currently what is happening on the planet, because that is what we're going to talk about, and in that time as we speak, if you feel like language or whatever, as we were talking before we went to air or to record, what I want to ask is, briefly, could you say something about CE5? I have to ask about CE5.
Yes. I absolutely love the connection with our star friends, which is still happening now. CE5 is, we gather together in groups, and I'm the coordinator for Tauranga area. And we sit under the stars at night, all wrapped up nice and warm in a sleeping bag and hoodie on and all sorts. So you're all lovely and warm, and literally your face is just out like that. And, zero gravity chairs, so you're actually lying back so you can see the beautiful skyscape and everything. And we go into deep meditation, which is a very high vibrational meditation where we get the group all in coherence, heart coherence, syncing. So we're all in that same space, same vibe. And then we do a protocol to beam up into the cosmos to connect with our ET friends and invite them then to come down with us, and they always show up, which is absolutely awesome.
They
I
always show up. They
They do.
always show up, don't they? I mean, even if you were doing it in your private space,
Yeah, yeah,
like if you were wanting to connect with your galactic family, they do turn up. They do respond.
they do. I go out there at night on my own often, and
Yeah.
I will. I ask them for visuals, and I get in my mind, you don't need visuals, you know we're here. So often I don't get a flash, but I do get streaks of like opaque um, sort of mist, but it's quite high up,
Right.
flying across the sky. So I
Yeah.
do see that they're there, but they go to me. You know we're here. You don't need to be shown. But if I'm doing a group, they always show up with flash bulbs and other
Okay.
things.
So,
I did a group a while back, and we did a sound bath because I've got a gong. So we did a sound bath first, and then we went outside and sat in the group, and we saw some flash bulbs, and there was one particular that was really bright right above us, and I went, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can hear me, can you please do that again? And literally, it was like boom, big another one right above us, yeah. And the whole went, whoa! So, they were listening.
awesome, right? Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
really cool. And I've another note. I've really got into physical mediumship at the moment as well.
Okay.
So I'm in a physical mediumship group where we do transfiguration, where our guides will transfigure over our faces, and they change everything. They always seem to make me bald. The spirit eye often opens, and you can see the color is like a beautiful emerald green of the
Oh,
eyeball.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, and
That's funky. That's really funky. I know funky sounds like too casual a word to use for it, but I mean, like, that's awesome to see that that's a side of ourselves, right? That
yeah.
different version of ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
Mm.
my passion, really. I think I've realized that my passion is to open the channels so that beings from other dimensions can actually be more physical with us in our dimension, in however
Yeah,
way that.
yeah, yeah. And some of those beings are us anyway, in another dimension, you know.
Yes.
So and people can be afraid when they hear that, but it's going to become more and more, I think, easy to see that, to understand that, because they talk about first contact, and I'm like, well, maybe first contact with where somebody in the world, one of the or the leaders start to say we've had first contact and confess to that. But I
Yes.
feel we've already had first contact. We this is not our first contact. We've
Yes.
been connecting for a long, long time with our galactic selves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so Ginny, currently, all the stuff that's going on the planet.
There's so much.
I know we're laughing, but I mean, I think
You
humor
got.
is best. You've got to.
Yeah.
Humor is the best way to navigate this right now. And some people might say, "What are you talking about, Rose? You don't know my life." Hey, believe me, I know your life. I've got it. But we are all going through. Just when you think, "Oh no, I've done that," sometimes some things are coming back. There's a
Yeah.
lot of outward things happening now. Things that I think for me, what's evident is that there's a lot of things that are becoming evident that we are being, they're trying to pull us back into the matrix. For
Yes.
me, that's what's becoming very evident in the world right
Yeah.
now, right? But please, before I go down that track, tell us what you think.
Well, similar to you. There's so much. They are really, because yeah, my mind's going all over the place at the moment. So there is so much going on, and they are really trying to keep that fear, plugging it out, and mainstream media and other things that are going on. It's the end of the world. There's a war going to break out here, and that all of that stuff. Huge fear impact. And I believe that whoever is in charge, the very top, is feeding off that fear. And the emotions, because us humans are very emotional beings. A lot of extraterrestrials, some are not emotional at all. A bit like Spock of Star Trek. No emotion, just very analytical and, like that. A lot of actual ETs are very much like that. They're evolved so much. They don't need to be in that emotional state that we are in. So all of these events, and there's so many happening, like there'll be one thing 1 minute, then literally 2 days later or a couple of hours later, they'll be plugging something else. Yeah. And it's to keep everybody up in that high emotional state of fear and anger and, all those negative emotions. And it's to keep that vibe going for several things. One, I think that whoever's in charge is an entity, I'm going to say it, is an entity that feeds off that fear.
Yeah.
Also, at that high level of anxiety and everything else on a mass of human collective, everyone is much more easier to control.
Yes.
And I think they're also building up for this false flag alien invasion slowly, because you slowly hearing things about that going on.
Yeah.
And it will be a false flag. And so, I mean, even this meteorite or whatever they're saying it is, mainstream media are now saying that scientists are saying this is a alien craft which is possibly hostile. Now, why on earth would they plug that out there? They don't even actually know what it is, but they're plugging that out there. So they're building up for this false flag event. So I believe if this false flag event happens, because they do have technology to make it look like
that's right.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. If that happens, then a lot of people who are not aware of it will fall for it, and then en masse, whoever is in charge, or the World Economic Forum or whoever, will be able to swoop in with their one world government and say, don't worry, we'll save you, and all of that sort of stuff. So there are many, many of us on this planet who are awake and know what is going on. And I'm sure that there are many that are watching this are also in the know and go, yeah, we know, we realise. I do believe that there's so many of us now doing the light work to try and plug out good vibes, keep the heart open, keeping that connection to creation and all that is, and all of that light vibe, love vibe, and all of that going to balance. I think we're now, in fact, the light might be up here.
Absolutely.
But we're certainly at that point where I don't know, because I don't watch mainstream media or anything like that, and I don't often read it online, but I do watch when somebody shares, say, a newspaper has plugged something, and I read the comments, and most of the comments are, what a load of rubbish, and people making jokes about it. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I mean, I speak to so many people these days that I'm surprised at how awakened they are without being aware of it, right? Because some of the people I know are would never say the things that they're saying now about stuff that's coming out of mainstream media or the government's putting out or whatever. Yeah. And they were very pro all of these organizations, but they've just changed. And I think to myself, you don't know how awakened you actually are. You've just said it. So the BS is no longer working. And so there's all this other thing that they need to be putting forward. But I felt this for quite some time now, that the light as we have won. The light, and I don't know if those are the right words to say we have won, but the light is
Yeah.
more. The level of the light, the energy is
Yeah.
high vibrational energy is more on this planet, and it is due to all of us here that are
Yeah.
looking for that, that are doing our part to bring in that high vibrational frequency to
Yeah.
support the planet. And
Yeah.
yes, some things are horrible. And when you watch it, you think, oh, you hear about it, you think, oh Lord, and I, for example, this I thought I was quite surprised that the COVID-19 hearings that were taking place here by the Royal New Zealand Commission of Inquiry. Um, I was surprised that, I mean, I don't even know if it was initially spoken of or shown on mainstream media, what was happening, all the people were speaking about it. But when the ex-prime minister and her group of people declined the invitation to front up and to speak publicly, to be, to say their part publicly as part of that inquiry, and then it was okay, they declined.
Yeah.
That was now on the front page of the
Yes.
of the newspaper, and I, because initially I thought no,
Wow.
that was not going to happen, but it was on the front page, and I thought that's interesting. What's
Yeah.
behind? Like, what is that? Because is that another distraction that people can get caught up with? Is it?
Yeah.
It's good information. It's nice that people know that. I didn't read the article because I don't give that much time.
Yeah.
But what has come out is basically that the commission can actually summon them anyway. But instead of summoning them, they have scrapped the whole thing. But
Oh, yeah.
I reminded people that Neptune is in retrograde and Neptune
Yeah.
is in Aries. I just want to
Yeah.
say. And I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
for me is enough. And
Yeah.
even if Neptune goes back into Pisces in October, but it comes back into Aries and it stays in Aries for 12 more years. By the beginning of next year, it comes back into Aries and it's going to stay there for 12 years. And the thing about Neptune is that the energy of Neptune is mystification, and because it's
Yeah.
so far away from the planet and all of those things. But when it's in a sign, like when it's in its home sign, like it was in Pisces, then it could get away with all its strong points, right? Of mystifying all of us and things are hidden and all of that. But it's in Aries. And I've got to say, if you know anything about Aries, it's this forthright sign. It's
Mhm.
Mars, ruled by Mars, and it's going to be like, I'm staring at you in the face. And so I feel like if people think they're going to get away with it, maybe temporarily they would. But
Yeah.
Neptune is going back into Aries after after its time. Goes back into its home sign. So for a
Yeah.
period of time, we might have this illusion,
Mhm.
but the illusion is not going to be there for 12 years. So get
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot
I
of
mean,
other things, but that in particular tells me.
yeah. 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 Absolutely. I can't see anyone getting away with anything because I do truly believe that the truth is all being revealed slowly and surely and in different ways. Not that it's all going to come flooding out all at once. It's all in dribs and drabs, and then it'll go back a bit, and then a bit more,
Mm.
and stuff like that. So I truly believe that. Um, and again, even that happening, that has got a lot of people up, hasn't it? It
Yes,
has.
yes,
Yes, a lot of
yeah.
emotions have been caused by them not turning up.
That's right.
Um,
That's right.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think
So
there must be some a further update on that. I don't know what's happened. I must actually check and see because I think there would have been further updates. And so I think it's calling for people to stand up and have accountability. And I don't mean it
yeah,
just in with this regard. I mean all over the world. People are saying no more. And
yeah,
again, power to the people because, well, you know,
yeah,
for far too long, we have been dogmatic and we have been dominated, and it's
yeah,
been a mind war.
yeah,
And in this time, I feel like it's been a mind war, but it's very much when it came to the star seeds, it really was a war on us in terms of spirituality. Because you
yeah,
listen to what some of the star seeds are talking about and what they're going through, me included.
yeah,
I know that a lot of these things that are happening to me is not logical, but it's
yeah,
happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's we're in a time, honestly, it's mind blowing, really. We're in a time of like it kind of feels like it started off with a few things going. Now we're building up to like there's several things going at once, and we're going to build up to even more things going at once at some point, and then it's all going to go like a volcano.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and disperse, and hopefully the new Earth. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be. I was
Yeah,
reading something on radio the other day, to the or to the listeners, because I've been taking my oracle cards or my tarot sometimes, just how I feel intuitively, and I've been pulling cards over and saying to people, now tune in to your guidance and ask for a message, and because the cards are going to come out, and you might just get your message, or you might
yeah,
get your answer. And so one of the cards that came out from the Golden Future Oracle card deck by Diana Cooper was the blueprint card, the 5D blueprint card. And then
yeah,
another one that came out was the food. So she was in this card thing was talking about, or this description of this card was talking about food on Earth. By 2032, apparently there'll be more vegetarians on Earth. We'll be moving to a vegetarian diet because it's something that's going to support the light body. And I
yeah.
thought 2032 is only 7 years away.
Yes, not far. Yeah,
What? And isn't it
yeah,
interesting how we have 2032, the other side of the mainstream has 2030. And it's interesting that 2030 happens before 2032. And I say to people, keep your vibrational high, keep
yeah,
tuning in, because ultimately at the end of the day, we are aiming for 2032. Thank you very much.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
couldn't imagine not eating meat by 2032. How can
yeah.
you imagine that? I mean, can you like see meat out of your diet?
No, 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 not really. The only thing that I can think that would be the reason, the route to everybody going down that once they're awake, would be that the vaccines that they're using on animals are so poisonous that the long term effects of that will be not good for anyone, including the animal
Yes.
themselves. The
Yes.
mRNA vaccines and
Yeah.
the drenched farm animals are drenched. We had cows here. We never drenched our cows. There are old fashioned ways. If you know of like an older farmer that's been around for a long time, go and pick his brains, because there are old-fashioned ways that you can deworm your animals without using any chemicals, and that's what we used to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're then, if you're going to, breed your animals to eventually eat, which is really hard, I will tell you, but I won't do it again.
Good.
Um,
Good.
yeah, I definitely won't do that again. Um, yeah, what it was beautiful organic meat, really truly organic meat. And if you're going to go down that path, you've got to honor that animal. As much as that end of life bit is horrible, you then have to honor that animal by eating and blessing and going through that ritual like an American Indian, Native American Indian would do.
Yeah.
They will go for a blessing over that animal, ask the animal for its life, thank it for its life, and everything else. So that's what we tried to do, but I won't go there again. Going back to the vegetarian thing, I also think the only way that will happen, that there will be a lot more people eating vegetables, it will be their own homegrown vegetables that they've
Yes.
grown themselves, because
Yes.
they know there's chemical free and it's pure. They would have done all the energy work over there, because plants are alive too. They have a consciousness just like any other living thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you again, a bit like the Native American Indians used to. You ask your plant. In fact, if you cut trees or a hedge in your garden, I would suggest giving the plant 8 hours notice that you're going to trim it back or cut it down or whatever you're going to do. At least 8 hours notice, because then the plant hears you. A plant knows its owner's coming several days before it's going to be given water. A plant knows it. It's a bit like animals. They're so more connected than what we are.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So even with a vegetable, you would say to your vegetables, I love you, talk to your vegetables. You can put, I've got on some of my plants, not vegetables, but on some of my big plants outside, I've got a wooden post with copper wiring around it with a crystal on top to bring in that beautiful energy from all around us, into the plant. So the plant's getting all that sustenance as well. And that's the only reason I can see why a lot more people would be actually eating going vegetarian.
Well, I agree with you, because I think it's coming to that time. I mean, have you tasted some of the vegetables? Well, you would have tasted some of the vegetables that are being sold at the moment. They don't seem okay. The meat doesn't seem okay even, So I feel like, I mean, I just didn't know how that would happen in 7 years, but hey, actually, I think it could. I think with the way the energy is right now, the way the light's coming through, the way all of us that are doing that awakening journey are bringing in and tuning in and holding space for the planet, it's going to happen. It's just going to happen.
I can see it happening like that for sure. And I think the more and more people that awaken, once your consciousness has expanded, you think about everything. You literally do get the heads up or the intuition about everything, including, your food source, absolutely everything that exists. And you look at it in such a different way than if you had a closed consciousness. Like I was saying just now, everything is living, everything has energy, everything is vibrating, everything has a frequency. So I think that the more people awaken and rise up and become more knowledgeable about, how everything exists, co-creating together, that will enlighten people to the point of what's just popped into my mind. A lot of people used to say, I don't know whether this will happen, that eventually we'll get to the point where we won't need food and we'll literally only be drinking pure water, energized water. I don't know when that will happen, if that will happen, but a lot of people have been saying a long time ago, actually, for many years, that eventually we won't even need food because our bodies are so light that we just won't need it because we have food to nurture our bodies.
That's right. And one of the pleasures of being on Earth is eating food. So that's why I think I'm really going to give it up. And
I know, I like food.
I like food too. I like food too. Lots of it. Most of us like food. But I think that plant-based food is a thing of beauty. And when I think about how the animals, like how many chickens have had to die because of the bird flu presenting in one, and then they kill the rest of them. I think about the eggs and how they no longer taste as normal. Eggs are very tricky, right? And they're supposed to be all free range or organic, but question marks there too for me. No matter what the regulations are, I question it because it's not your normal, and it's not. It doesn't, even if it's free range or organic, it's not tasting like that. And I just feel like these are the reasons why more people will probably choose to go vegetarian and grow their food, because that makes so much more sense, right? And I mean, I've had organic beef, and it is so different from that which is not organic, from the ordinary thing that's happening, the mass-produced thing that's going on. And you look at, like, I stopped eating lamb because I just started to see the lambs in the fields and running after their mums, and I thought to myself, oh, they look as small as my cat, and I love my cat so much. And it's like, my cat was a big cat, just to say. It's like eating something as small as my cat, and I was like, I just no, we just don't need to do that. We don't need to take young lives away like that. You
Yeah, well,
know?
it's literally eating another living being's baby. It's it's barbaric, really, when you think about it. I don't eat lamb either.
I just can't. And even if I've tried to eat it, then I have like I started not having lamb or noticing when I was eating lamb that I break out into mouth ulcers, and I thought, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
as there was first sign of okay, well, what do I do here? But and then the next thing was when I was traveling around New Zealand for work, seeing them in the fields with their running after their mums, and I think to myself, but I don't want to eat that. It's like,
No,
no, you know?
no, it's good. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Going back to the egg thing, my um, son's partner, Robin, they've got free range. They live in the middle of Melbourne in a built up area, and they've got
Okay.
their own little flock, and they've got free range chickens. I think they've got 4 chickens in their garden that are running around laying eggs. So I would recommend everyone, if you can, just get yourself. You probably only need 1 chicken, and because chickens lay eggs, like really a lot. um, so yeah, they cooked a shop egg, which they had, and a free range egg, and they cut them open and showed us. They sent a photograph of the 2 eggs, hard boiled, and honestly, the difference.
Yes.
The shop egg was the color of the yolk was like I immediately said there's something wrong with that egg. It was like a pale peachy color
Okay.
for an egg. Yeah, right. It's definitely not normal.
No.
Their free range egg was this intense yellow, which is what it should be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean that was a shop egg that obviously they bought in Melbourne there somewhere,
Yeah.
and the other, and I thought that egg does not look healthy at all.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, free range. Get just 1 or 2 chickens in your back garden. They
Yeah.
eat all the, they eat all the black fly and any other insects as well.
They're so
So
good for that. They're so good to like for what they're doing, like for the environment. And then of
yeah,
course they give you food. They give you eggs. And
yeah,
I don't know that you could actually eat your chicken after it's been giving you eggs and it's become you bonded with it. And that's not the point of it. The point of it is if you want eggs, free
yeah,
range eggs, get your chicken. Get one
yeah,
and start. And I would say to anyone, start with one. I have a dog who will chase and try to kill the chicken, so I can't have one. But
yeah.
you know, uh, well, that could be a future plan. But future plan where we could probably have a chicken coop and keep the chickens separate from the dog. Um, Ginny, is there any more you want to talk about when it comes to current energy? Because, I know we digress, we talk about food, all of that. Is there anything more you want to tell us?
Yeah, well, yeah, I am able to see the bigger picture, and the light is just so strong on planet Earth right now. I would just say to people, look, please try not to get emotionally attached to what they're plugging out on it. By all means, watch it so you know what's going on, but don't give it any emotion. The soon as we get, oh my God, that's terrible, and you get that emotional charge going on within you, you're feeding that over entity energy, which I was talking about earlier. You're feeding that. So I would say to you, yes, watch it, stand in your own power, your own light, and go, that is not going to last, or that is not going to take place, whatever they're pushing. We are more powerful than that, and we're going to put out good vibes, light, that the earth is going to rise in frequency, including all life on her. Everyone is going to wake up. Just keep thinking that in your mind, that's what's going to happen, because we have to remember, and I'm going to do a little light language transmission as well in a minute with this. We have to remember that we're such powerful beings, and especially en masse, in groups, very, very powerful. we can raise things up. Going back to our conversation before we went live, there was a group of people doing Cities of Light. It was the Arcturians. There were Arcturians doing it, and actual humans here on the planet getting
Yes.
together with, and
I was one of them.
meditating.
Were you one of them? I was one of
Me too.
them.
I
Planetary
was.
City of Light person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You too. And you know what? When I used to join in here with the beginning of the Auckland group, they started doing online for a bit for some people that couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I started joining in. I think it got too difficult to actually do the online thing. But anyway, I'll go back to that. When we finished, I'd go outside and there was a craft out. Just one cloud that looked like a craft, all the other clouds looking completely different. And I knew it was them inside the cloud because of what we were doing.
Yes.
And yeah, because I work with the Arcturians with my healing as well. So I just know that. So my thoughts are that why don't we don't have to do exactly what the Arcturians were doing. We can invite all of them in, all of our teams and everybody else, all the spirit teams, all the masters and all of our star nations to come in, and en masse, all of us create a blanket of light that will stretch out and go right the way around planet Earth to really bring in those high vibes, that high frequency. For those that don't know, when we did the Cities of Light, I joined in when I went to Brisbane. I joined in with their meditation that they were doing over there. And it got proven over a number of weeks that the crime rate went down, illnesses went down, everything started working better in the city and around in the suburbs. Everyone became a lot more happier. It was proven. And when it stopped, guess what happened? Slowly, all of that other energy started coming back again. So we know it works.
Yeah.
With intent. Yeah, with a group of us doing it. So let's all do it en masse, blanket of pure love and light all around planet Earth, and just bringing in those beautiful high vibes to everybody.
Yes.
And I
so, go on, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
you go.
Sorry. So I wanted to say before, because you're going to bring in the blanket of light. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Before we go there, I need to say a couple of things.
Yeah.
Anybody who feels frightened by the news reports and things like that, honor yourself and say, well, I am in that state and I actually don't want to hear, because that makes me feel jittery. Tune into what your higher self is saying to you, your intuition is saying to you, because if it's not feeling right, then don't entertain it. Don't bring it into your energy space, right? Just go with the flow of what your intuition is asking you or guiding you to. I just needed to say that for whatever reason, because we have got at this stage, I don't listen to things, but I also have got to a stage where I was like that at one point, but I got to a stage where like, okay, I'm going to be able to hear those things, and I'm going to be able to be neutral. Engage your neutral gear, because at the end of the day, we don't want to give energy to things that are frightening. But if you don't feel ready to engage your neutral gear and you feel like, okay, no, I'm going to get emotional, then listen to yourself and say, right, okay, leave it there. Because there's a lot of people still awakening to all of these things, right? A lot of people that will find us will watch this now or in the future and will still be in that stage of awakening. And this is what, you don't have to do anything you're not feeling ready to do. Because everything we're going to do in this lifetime, everything we're meant to do, if you keep trusting in your intuition, your higher self, it's going to come to the forefront. Yeah. As for the Arcturians, call upon the Arcturians, because I was reminded about the Arcturians, their crystal city of light, right? What I know about the Arcturians is that they have the starship Athena orbiting here in what is called the Jupiter corridor. It is a corridor between Mars and Jupiter, right? And that's what I know about them. Now, also, if you call upon the Arcturians to help you, they are very loving, gentle, absolute awesome beings. There's just like, I don't know, you just cannot not, there's just so much love, but it's
Mm.
so quietly strong. It's so quietly intense. And you just feel the energy of the Arcturians. So if you're thinking, hey, I want to work with them, or I want the help, that's the thing to do. There is there's a lot of the meditations. I think the group of 40 still have their meditations, but a lot of people have moved on from the group of 40 because we don't have one if we have one in Auckland, I don't know about them because we used to be Australia and New Zealand that used to do meditations in the
Yeah.
before I left the group, and many of us at that point were called out of the group to do other things.
Mm.
But it's interesting you say that because a few weeks ago, as I was saying before we went to record, I spoke about the Planetary City of Light, and I just talked about bringing it back into East Auckland because East Auckland used to be a Planetary City of Light. When that
Yeah.
stopped, the crime, the stuff going on in East Auckland just went over the top. And it's
Yeah.
only happened now in the last 2.5 years that East Auckland, if anybody's still tuning in for it to be a planetary city of light, I don't know. But I haven't heard it being called a planetary city of light. And we've seen the chaos of that, where as soon as that was like, we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
So and why I called it in that day on radio was because it was for the weeks leading up to that week, and on that week, every other article in the local newspaper was about crimes, about break-ins, about theft. It was all of that stuff, cars being stolen, and I thought, what is going on here? It used to be wonderful to be here in East Auckland because we don't have that, but time to call it back in. So
Yeah.
thank you, Jenny. Over to you.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, let's create a blanket of light now. We can call it a blanket city of light, if you like, to go above the earth and all the way around so that the whole of the earth and all life earth receives this beautiful energy. And so it doesn't matter when you watch this because there are no time. Time is a human construct that was made by humans. There is no time in time and space. So whenever you do this, your energy will be going to the group to create this blanket city of light.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter when you do it. Even if you see this video in 2 years' time, if you want to join in and do this, then it's still all going to be very significant. So let's just close our eyes for a minute. It doesn't take long. And I want you to imagine yourself just floating up, going right up out of the Earth's atmosphere and turning around and looking down at the Earth. And we're literally going to create with intent and with our consciousness a beautiful opaque blanket coming from us as a group or from you individually to join the group. This beautiful love opening heart energy and the light coming also down through your crown and through you and out. And we're going to also see streams of liquid crystal light coming from the earth herself, coming up like pillars of light, coming from the waters, coming up to create this blanket of light that's going to go all around the earth as the earth is joining in with us, creating these pillars of light. Beautiful, beautiful, high vibration, high frequency light that is now this blanket of, I see it as like a opaque, sparkling blanket of light that is going all the way around the earth, which is at such a high frequency. And that energy is Even though the earth is joining in as well, that energy from that blanket is going down now into the earth, to all life on the earth. And it's like it's creating this beautiful dome or circular orb of light all around the earth. And all of that within that dome is of a high frequency, high vibration and energy and beautiful feeling. Inviting our star brothers and sisters, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, and all of the other beings, the Pleiadians that work with many of us humans here. We invite them in to also bring their energy in to help the earth and everyone on earth. Si kushono kuraki siamareti kashianata uruku yemoroki tisinakata shi uruku kiamareti. Harikusuno te akashimanoku irakita. Kusunote shamakpur kisianatia. Harioku shimakati hata shutu shumurokisi. Uroki nata urukushinabaida. And we're just going to set that to work away all by itself. And we're just, anytime we think of that blanket of city of crystal light, we're just going to reinforce it every time we think about it, no matter what we're doing throughout our day. We're just going to reinforce that beautiful, beautiful energy. And thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for joining in. Bless your hearts.
Just going to take us out with this, finish this up. Grana kichugloga skorna de bikat kutkarmat skorn langan tutu kita tut kita bat tut var skut inich out kita skrut skut stora Kira skut at tut kita skut ko or kishker ko out let's go do me skut or bat skut na guru do to go or nakte Thank you beloved Ginny kurmakite te poena ke to kuchkar kiriyo And the dragons honor you. Thank you for all the work you do for this time and space in honor of our planet. Amagaya, fulfilling your life's purpose, your soul's purpose. It's faithful, Ginny. And for owning it, for being your true self, and for not being hidden, embarrassed, or shy to come forth with all this that you bring to earth, to standing in your empowerment state. Thank you. Karamakoto whanaka. Namaste.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Wow, that opaque blanket was there just before you said it. And then you said it, and I was like, wow.
Mhm.
Mm. It's,
I can feel it. It's lovely.
wow. It, we love her a lot, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That we've come back so many times and we're stationed here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Ginny, thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much for
you.
this. It's sort of a beautiful, energetic morning it is. And, as I was getting ready for it, I could feel that this was energy work we're doing today. And it was for the collective. Whilst it's an interview, but it was an energy work and it was that is what we were supposed to do, and it's just more like more people come forward to do interviews are actually going to be doing. I mean, it's always energy, but now the
Yeah.
energy work has to have a focus, has to have a platform in it. So it's pretty awesome. We're going
Yeah.
with the flow of everything. Please tell me anything more you want to share about all of this that we've done, but also go on to tell us about what you are offering at the moment and where people can find you because your work is so amazing and high resonance and what is needed right now on the planet and for individuals.
Thank you. Well, I think it's Wednesday night this week. There is me and Craig, another beautiful healer, is getting
My
together. We're doing,
brother.
yeah, yeah. We're doing a wonderful online healing. We're keeping the price down to make it more affordable for people. There is plenty of room to sign up if anyone wants to. It is pinned to the top of my Facebook page. So you can find it there with all the details in to sign up. That's wonderful. We're planning on doing that fairly regularly. We were going to do it once a month, but just other things have got in the way. So it's gone a bit longer than once a month. It's like this time it's once 6 weeks out.
Okay.
I do myself. I do online activations, which I do in group situations, which is very, very powerful work. It's also the beginning bit of it is a mass clearing, because I think as we move forward, we all need to keep clearing the old out, because we're evolving so quickly now with all the light that's coming in and all the new information that's coming in, or we're remembering that information. It's really important to get rid of the old throughout the physical body, through the emotional body, through the mind, everything. We're not the same people we were even last week, but we're
Exactly.
certainly not the same people we were, say, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We have evolved so quickly and so fast that we are completely different people. We are still the same being, but we have let go of so much stuff that we've held on to through eons of time that we're evolving on such a rapid roller coaster now. And this is why also that we're seeing so much coming up in the world that needs to be gone and changed. So another friend of mine called Crystal, we are doing a soul sanctuary retreat on the 31st of October, which I didn't even realize, I didn't even click to begin with about the dates. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's Halloween, isn't it, that we're doing it? And the veils are really a lot thinner over that period of time. And so it's a Skywatch. We're staying at the Tahara Event Centre and Retreat Centre in just Taupo there. It's a 3-day event, 2 nights. There's going to be activations. There's going to be sound baths. We're doing CE5 each night. It's going to be pretty amazing. And yeah, it's going to be very, very cool.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
Yeah, that I'm periodically posting on my page as well. There are spaces left if anyone wants to come and join in. I think there's a couple of early bird spaces left. That is going to be amazing. That really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Because we're going to do some wonderful group work, and people are going to be able to recharge, rejuvenate, and become more expansive, and of course connect with our star brothers and sisters that
Mm.
will always turn up. And Taupo is a really active area. So yeah, lots and lots on. I'm doing one-on-ones with people. If you want to go to my website is www.ginnyjoneshealer.com. You can see all about the dragon codes and the light codes and the healing work I do and readings and other things on there. And thank you so much, Rose. Bless you for doing the work that you do.
Thank you.
Keep it up. It is really needed. Yeah, just lots of blessings all around, and blessed to everybody who has been watching and listening today.
Thank you so much for that, Jenny. Thank you for the blessing. And all of us love that. We need that. We need to bless each other. Always remember, honor the work, honor the being that we are here on the planet in this time and space. I will put all the links in the description box to get to Ginny's information, everyone. So if you needed to click on a link, it will be in the description box. And so, yeah, thank you, Ginny, for your time. You know, it's been such a long time, and it was time to do things separately, but it's such a good thing that we've come back today and we've done this, and it's energy again,
Yeah,
necessary, and it was time to come back. And so, you know, I feel the effects of the Mercury retrograde still continues
yeah,
because we're reconnecting with our soul family. No. So
yeah.
anyway, yeah. So I really love that. I love that. And thank you everyone for watching and supporting the channel. And remember, I don't say this often enough. Remember to comment. Comments are very
Mhm.
good on the channel. But also, if you're just catching it and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe because we love your support. We love to be able to bring more of this and be motivated that people are interested in the things we're doing as well. Because, you know, that we've got that human aspect in us, haven't we? Yes.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone. Namaste.